Ulema from India, Indonesia discuss interfaith peace, counter radicalization.
We take pride in our relations with Indonesia, which has been elevated to a comprehensive strategic partnership in recent years. Against the backdrop,
it's really great pleasure for me to deliver my keynote address on this very important occasion.
Not to buy books. हमारा करेक्टर क्या अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम बारो करते हैं, फिर बारो करके किताब वापस करने का भी कल्चर नहीं है। हमारा कल्चर है किताब तो बारो कर लेंगे, वापस भी नहीं करेंगे। तो नंबर 2 जब पर्सनालिटी या लोग जिंदा होते हैं, हयात होते हैं, उस वक्त हम उनकी इज्जत नहीं करते। जब वो चले जाते हैं तो हम उनकी इज्जत करते हैं, उनकी पहचान करते हैं।
गवर्नमेंट में उनके कॉन्टैक्ट्स थे और इन्फ्लुएंस था, वो बहुत मुनासिब था। वो IICC के लिए थी और अगला साबित हुआ। मैं उनको पेश किया। तो आज के जब हालात और वाइस चांसलर्स और सियासतदानों के मनसब पे आने की
Muslim clerics, the Ulema, from India and Indonesia came together on Tuesday to hold day-long reflections, organized by the India Islamic Cultural Centre, IICC, which was launched with National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and Indonesia's Coordinating Minister for Political, Legal, and Security Affairs. India and Indonesia emphasized the role of the Ulema at a conference in the national capital on Tuesday as both nations recognize the Ulema plays a vital role in spreading education among Muslims and countering radicalization and extremism. Indonesia's Coordinating Minister for Political, Legal, and Security Affairs Dr. Mohammed Mahfud MD came to New Delhi at the invitation of NSA Ajit Doval. Mahfud was accompanied by a delegation comprising high-level Indonesian Ulema officials from the Coordinating Ministry for Political, Legal, and Security Affairs, and officials from the Ministry of Religious Affairs. The two attended the conference on interfaith peace and social harmony and aspired to bring together Indian and Indonesian Ulema and Islamic scholars to promote tolerance, harmony, and peaceful coexistence to counter the fight against violent extremism, terrorism, and radicalization. Dr. Mahfud and the Indonesian Ulema called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi and also held meetings with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Ajit Doval. Top points of the seminar: harmonizing interfaith society, practice and experience; countering radicalization and extremism in India and Indonesia. The timing of the dialogue on peace and the role of Ulema, Muslim religious scholars, is noteworthy given that it comes after the G20 summit in Indonesia held earlier this month, where the statement on measures to counter terrorism formed part of the Bali Declaration, adopted by member countries including India. India will officially assume the G20 presidency in December, and Tuesday's dialogue is being seen as a step to send a strong message. IICC President Sirajuddin Qureshi said he is hopeful that the discussion will reinforce the message of peace and help quell misconceptions being spread by certain elements about Islam. Indian Ajit Doval's speech. In Ajit Doval's speech, he said, "In a democracy, there is no place for hate speech, prejudice, propaganda, demonization, violence, conflict, and misuse of religion for narrow ends." He stressed the role of ulemas in educating the people on original, tolerant and moderate principles of Islam. It's here that the ulema have a pivotal role to play. Our youth should receive special attention towards this end. They are often the primary target of radicalization, but if their energies are nurtured in the right direction, they can emerge as harbingers of change and building blocks of progress in any society, he said. The NSA said that the essence lies in disseminating the positive discourse far and wide, and not merely in reacting to the agenda set by inimical forces. Mr. Doval said the ulema must also be proficient in the use of technology and use it to thwart propaganda and hate. He said against the background of tectonic shifts in the global order, India and Indonesia, given their rich history, diversity, shared traditions, and increasing bilateralism, have the prospect to enrich prospects of peace, regional cooperation, and prosperity in Asia. India and Indonesia are home to the world's largest Islamic populations. Indonesia is the world's largest Islamic country, and India is home to the third largest Muslim population in the world, he said. Doval said that together we should strive to propagate the moderate virtues of Islam as a beacon of hope and cooperation for the entire world. The NSA said that extremism and terrorism are against the very meaning of Islam because Islam means peace and well-being. He said that opposition to such forces, extremists and radicals, should not be painted as a confrontation with any religion. He stressed the extensive and massive economic and cultural links between the two countries, saying both countries play important roles in flourishing democracies in the Indo-Pacific region.
Indian and Indonesian ulema and scholars who can take forward our cooperation in promoting tolerance, harmony, and peaceful cooperation. This will bolster the fight against violent extremism, terrorism, and radicalization. None of the ends for which extremism, radicalization, and the misuse of religion are employed are justified on any ground. This is a distortion of religion against all of us, which all of us also need to raise our voice effectively. Extremism and terrorism against the very meaning of Islam, because Islam means peace and well-being. Opposition to such forces should not be painted as a confrontation with any religion.
Indonesian Prof. Dr. Mohammed Mahfud's highlights of speech. Prof. Dr. Mohammed Mahfud MD said the ulema has contributed immensely to fostering the culture of interfaith, peace, and social harmony. He also urged everyone to work together in creating a harmonious society. We have to go out of this and improve. Religion, I think, should be a source of peace, not the reason for discord, conflict, or violence. Religion should be a unifying tool, not a divisive instrument, he said. The minister said the world is facing difficult challenges, ranging from poverty, climate change, food insecurity, pandemic, corruption, unemployment, armed conflicts, income inequality, and human rights abuses. Where are religions when the world fights against all these common concerns? He said.
I believe that conversation and discussion, like what we are doing right now, give us opportunities to learn from each other, to be inspired by best practices in preserving a peaceful and harmonious societies. Many times we have witnessed people who use their religion as a doctrine of absolute truth and readily blame others. We have to go out of this and improve. Religion, I think, should be a source of peace, not a reason for discord, conflict, or violence. Religion should be a unifying tool, not a divisive instrument. Our world is facing difficult challenges, ranging from poverty, climate change, food insecurity, pandemic, corruption, unemployment, armed conflicts, income inequality, human rights abuses, to name but a few. Where are religions when the world fights against all these common concerns?
Joint press release from the seminar. A seminar on the role of ulema in fostering a culture of interfaith peace and harmony in India and Indonesia was held in New Delhi on the 29th of November, 2022. The seminar was attended by ulema from India and Indonesia as well as attendees from other faiths. The meeting discussed the historical and cultural context of Islam in their respective countries and Islam's teachings on peaceful coexistence and tolerance. The ulema also shared views on the experience and practice of Islam in multi-religious societies like India and Indonesia. The religious leaders agreed that a better understanding among different faiths is a constructive element in the efforts to build harmonious societies. The Indonesian delegation also met with leaders of different religions from India. Who are the ulema? In Islam, the ulema means the learned ones in Islam. They are known to be called the guardians, transmitters, and interpreters of religious knowledge in Islam, including Islamic doctrine and law. From ancient tradition, the ulema are educated in religious institutions, madrasas. The Quran and Sunnah, authentic hadith, are the scriptural sources of traditional Islamic law. The authority of the ulema class in defining the right doctrine and right practice within Islam has been tremendous in Muslim history. Over time, a huge majority of Muslim societies, both past and present, have included a class of scholars, usually given the noble name ulema.
Not to buy books. हमारा करेक्टर क्या, अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम बारो करते हैं, फिर बारो करके किताब वापस करने का भी कल्चर नहीं है। हमारा कल्चर है किताब तो बारो कर लेंगे, वापस भी नहीं करेंगे। तो नंबर 1, नंबर 2, जब पर्सनालिटी या लोग जिंदा होते हैं, हयात होते हैं, उस वक्त हम उनकी इज्जत नहीं करते किसी वक्त, और जब वो चले जाते हैं तो हम उनकी इज्जत करते हैं, उनकी पहचान करते हैं। ये जरूरी नहीं है कि आदमी कितना स्टे करता है मुकाम में, 10 साल, 5 साल रहता है। What is important, what quality work he or she has done. देखिए बहुत से वाइस चांसलर अलीगढ़ में आए, लेकिन जो कंट्रीब्यूशन जिन हजरात का डिस्कशन हो रहा है, बदरुद्दीन तैयब साहब का या सैयद हामिद साहब का, इनका तो क्वालिटी वर्क उन्होंने जो किया है, और वही आदमी याद किया जाएगा जिसने कौम के लिए और मुल्क के लिए कुछ किया है। अदरवाइज कौम भी भूल जाती है उस इंसान को, और मुल्क भी भूल जाता है।
दूसरा जो बुक के ताल्लुक से है, प्रसाद साहब ने कई चीज़ें बता दी। जहाँ तक ये बुक है, एक्चुअली डॉक्टर कलाम वॉज 11th प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया। ही बिकेम प्रेसिडेंट, मैं थोड़ा सा 15-20 मिनट लूँगा एंड आई विल जस्ट समराइज। ही बिकेम प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया ऑन 25 जुलाई 2002, और उस वक्त मुल्क के हालात थोड़े से उस वक्त भी थोड़े से ख़राब थे, क्योंकि मार्च में 28 फरवरी और 1 मार्च को गुजरात में बहुत बड़ा एक कम्युनल डिस्टर्बेंस हुआ, और तकरीबन 2000 लोग 2-3 दिन के साथ जहाँ बहुत हुए। गोधरा से शुरू हुआ, वो ट्रेन का इंसिडेंट हुआ, और उसके बाद 3 दिन तक लॉकडाउन से। तो जब 25 जुलाई को कलाम साहब ने शपथ ली, और मैंने उन्हें ज्वाइन किया 5 अगस्त को, उनके 12 दिन बाद, 10 दिन बाद। तो ये हुआ कि कलाम साहब ने हम लोगों से डिस्कस किया कि हमें कलाम साहब को अपने टूर्स शुरू करने थे हिंदुस्तान में। 25 जुलाई को शपथ ली थी उन्होंने, और फिर उन्हें आगे अपनी विजिट शुरू करनी थी इंडिया में और जगहों पे। और उन्होंने पहले तो ये कह दिया कि पहले साल में मैं हिंदुस्तान से बाहर कहीं नहीं जाऊँगा, पहले मैं अपनी हर स्टेट का दौरा करूँगा। तो बहुत सी NDA से प्रपोजल्स आए फॉरेन विजिट्स के, बट उन्होंने सब टर्न डाउन कर दिए कि इट विल ओनली बी कंसीडर्ड आफ्टर 1 ईयर। पहले साल में वैसे हिंदुस्तान को दौरा करा। फिर ये हुआ कि कहाँ जाया जाए सबसे पहले, तो उन्होंने ये कहा कि सबसे पहले मुझे गुजरात जाना चाहिए, और वहाँ की जो सियासतदान हैं उनसे मिलना चाहिए। तो अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी साहब उस वक्त प्रधानमंत्री थे, और इस टाइम वो गुजरात का इशू बहुत बड़ा पॉलिटिकल कंट्रोवर्सी बना हुआ था लाइफ का, और उसके बाद तक भी बना रहा है।
किया तो आज के जब हालात और वाइस चांसलर्स और सियासतदानों के मनसब पे आने की अजमत और मनसब से वापसी के वक्त उनको जिस तरह से ज़िल्लत और रुसवाई का सामना करना होता है, तो जिन लोगों ने खलील जिब्रान की एक नज़्म है पिटी द नेशन, अगर वो पढ़ी होगी आज के हालात पर वो बिल्कुल सटीक बैठती है कि हम किस तरह से ताज़िया बना के शख्सियात को लाते हैं और लास्ट में फिर उनके साथ क्या करते हैं। जाहिर है कि वो एक अलग मेयार था और जब कोई दौर ज़वाल आता है या सियासत इंस्टीट्यूशंस पर हावी होती है तो इस तरह के नशे व फराज से गुजरना